hello. This is Vinnie, and this is the world according to Vinnie. Lots going on. Super Bowl's coming up. Week after that's going to be the Daytona 500. Definitely going to be talking about those. Probably going to do a show on Sunday. May have a surprise working for my cigar buddies. Usually do a cigar thing. Speaking of cigar, got one of my house blends from the Office Cigar Lounge up in Floyd Knobs. So having that, a little coffee today, and but may do one for cigars with some friends of mine. We may be putting that off, so we'll see what happens on that. Anyway, let me get to it. First of all, oh my goodness, our country, and I'm not saying Democrats only. This is Republicans and Democrats. We have just lost our way. We have lost our way. We have a document, the Constitution, Bill of Rights, and probably since the 70s, it's been sliding down. I mean, we've got things that are not in the Constitution. Department of Education, we have EPA, Department of this and that, and each state has those. And what bugs me is we spend and send money from each one of our states up to Washington, and then we get some of it back, and because we've got to pay for salaries for all these departments, and it just bugs me. And the other thing that bugs me is this 1.9 trillion spending bill, and I'm not blaming. Like I said, you know, I'm a conservative kind of guy, but we are sending millions and millions and millions of dollars to countries for carp investigations, for the Sudan, South America. You know, we have problems, and unfortunately what bugs me, and I know there's a bunch of money, 300 billion or so, to help bail out states and cities, and I'm sorry, I don't understand. Even my Republican congressmen and senators, I mean, I'm blaming it on them. How do you put things in bills that has nothing to do with COVID relief? I mean, we should be giving money for small business loans for businesses to help open schools that maybe need some extra money to do, you know, social distancing things. We have you know, money for stimulus checks to help people eat, to help money on, even if we have to do federal you know, assistance on unemployment. But we have 5,000 pages of silliness. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't understand our politicians. I do not understand how you can sleep at night. For Republicans and Democrats, they've all done it, to put things in the bill that has absolutely nothing to do except for lobbyists that get them elected. So, anyway, glad you're here. Please subscribe. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, but if you could please just hit subscribe, and then if you're watching the video, hit the like button and share it. I really appreciate it, because I'm enjoying doing this. I guess it's almost like therapy for me to get talk about trendy news and things. So let's get to it. I got a few things. I was listening to Glenn Beck on his radio program, and I'm just going to look at some things. There were some documents that were leaked that showed what schools throughout the country are putting into the children's textbooks. You know, an 8-year-old, I do not think is ready for sex education like what they're doing. I guess I'm just explicit stuff. I mean, that's what moms and dads are for. And it's been going in many states, grades K through 12. The children, they're being targeted directly in the classroom. Comprehensive sexual education is now being voted on in states all over the country. Some have already signed them in law. It's going to be in your child's textbooks. It's disgusting, and as Glenn said, it's disturbing. It's content that's just out of control. You know, we're losing our children to this. Big tech is brainwashing. Gaming is teaching them to kill. I mean, I'm not against, you know, gaming, but as long as parents are kind of monitoring that stuff, I mean, that's what we should be doing. School choice should happen, especially in areas of cities that, you know, they need better education. They should allow them to have charter schools, help more in maybe Christian schools and private schools, make it more affordable so they can get what they want. So that's all there. You know, there's just groups that are trying. I'm not in favor of a lot of the teachers' unions that want to sit out. And I've got a story maybe later this week that the CDC even said that says it's not dangerous for kids to go back to school. So now this is crazy. This is almost on the absurd. California Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom, just unbelievable. Hey, the good news for California, he lifted his stay-at-home order lockdown last week, allowing businesses deemed non-essential by the government, including restaurants, salons, to resume some in-person operations. But this is the absurd part. Los Angeles County public health officials have already enacted a new restrictions that many people scratching their heads. No TVs in restaurants. So here are some of the new restrictions. Televisions must not be turned on. Employees who come into contact with customers must wear a face mask and a face shield. Okay, I get it. No more than 6 people may be seated at a table. Okay, all right, I understand. Every person at a table must be from the same household. Tables must be placed 8 feet apart. That's stuff that I have really no problem. But they put restrictions on TV operations because their fear of Super Bowl watch parties could become super spreaders. Now, if you're doing all the other stuff, you've got to be kidding me. I don't understand it. Thank goodness I'm going to go watch the Super Bowl at my cigar lounge, the Office Cigar Lounge. I like to throw a shout out to that, and Floyd Knobs. I don't know what's going on. I'm glad I don't live in California, that's for one thing. So, here's some crazy stuff. Somebody talked to me and brought this up. I went to the Ohio State State Fair, and it was a big thing about butter sculptures, and then you got to get some ice cream. But has anybody heard of what they call Big Butter Jesus? They also call it known as Lord of Lakes, Unsalted Savior. Well, it was a 60-foot false statue of Jesus to the east in Ohio, Interstate 75 at the Solid Rock Church. They have 4,000 members. It's a huge mega church near Monroe, Ohio in the United States. The problem was, I guess, back in 2010, it was destroyed by lightning and it melted the butter Jesus. I think they redid it, but I've not seen it. I'm almost going to, when I drive up to Ohio here soon, I'd like to go up and see, because they've rebuilt the butter Jesus. Now that's crazy stuff. It just looked like, I guess the limestone looked like it was a big butter sculpture. So this one, last story, a friend of mine in Iowa who's, I think I posted, he's starting a new YouTube channel, Mike Being Mike, going to be a great show. But he brought this up to my attention, and this came from CNN. A Texas woman charged in connection with the Capitol insurrection, which everybody's saying that was terrible, it was stupid. Nobody caused it. It was just a bunch of crazies. Has asked a federal judge to let her, she was arrested, I guess, for a misdemeanor. She wanted to go to Mexico for a work-related bonding retreat. Got to have a bonding retreat. And her name, Jenny Cudd, a flower shop owner from an unsuccessful mayor candidate, kind of makes sense, from Midland, I guess, Texas, wrote to a federal judge on Monday asking permission to visit Riviera Maya, Mexico for a 4-day retreat this month. I guess in the court docket, the case doesn't show a response from the judge. Really? Now this is where a judge needs to go, stop being so silly, take your lumps. She had 2 misdemeanors. She entered the Capitol, which was ridiculous. You shouldn't have done that. You could protest all you want, just like I say on all protests. You know, just don't destroy stuff. And I guess the Justice Department didn't try to keep her in jail before the trial. An aggressive move they reserved for the handful of riot-related defendants accused of violent crimes and conspiracies. So I guess the lawyer said that she's planning to say not guilty. She's complying with all court order conditions of release, but she was planning to visit Mexico, a tourist hotspot near Cancun that stays busy during the pandemic. She says, "Effing yes, I'm proud of my actions. I charged the Capitol today with the Patriots." I'm proud of my actions, she said in a live stream on the court. There was the door open and we went inside. Later was able to break down Nancy Pelosi's office door. Now that's kind of crazy. That is absurd. Please, I hope that judge says, you know what? You're going to take your lumps. You can't go next week to your bonding retreat. That is absurd. That is absurd news. So, that's all I got today. Just a quick video, and I wanted to do a little rant, I guess I call a lot of them talk about that. But we're just out of control. I'm just going to ask, and you've heard me say this before, I think our voter rolls, I mean the elections, for both sides, let's don't blame one, what happened this time. They're out of control. We're allowing people that are dead and vote twice. We got to stop that. So I'm going to ask you to contact your House and Senate leaders for a couple things. One, you need to go lower in state for this voter roll thing that I think we need to clear and get back to zero and get the right people in. But I guess I'm going to ask, from what I said earlier, contact your House and Senators, which I have, and said, you've got to be kidding me. Can we not do a bill that takes care of businesses, schools, to help make sure we get everybody opened up, business loans, maybe the unemployment, helping bolster that, and let's get some money to the people that need it so they can spend it and help the economy, and plus help families, pay their bills and feed. But this stuff, for some reason, that our politicians want to send things to other countries. When we're in good shape, then maybe we do. But right now, it's all hands. And Vinnie says, in the world according to Vinnie, shouldn't we just help ourselves? Our own citizens out. That's about all I can say. Hey, appreciate it. Going to probably post something on Sunday before the Super Bowl, talk about some sports. May do a little smoking thing on Saturday. I haven't got that confirmed. Working on a couple interviews with some people in music and in the bar business and bourbon. So got some things coming up. Appreciate you coming to the world according to Vinnie. I'm Vinnie. Please subscribe, hit the like button, share it with everybody. I really appreciate it. And you have a great day. Don't forget, contact your politicians, both sides, because they're both all crazy, and tell them that let's act normal and let's do what's best for us, not them. You take care. Have a great day. I'm Vinnie.